Today, I'm going to show you how to master marketing for small business, step by step. In fact, we use the same 6 strategies from this video to drive millions of results like visitors, leads, and sales. So if you want to figure out how to master marketing for small business, even if you don't have a clue about how it works, then make sure you watch this entire video. Hey, I'm Sean with Life Marketing, a digital marketing agency that helps small businesses grow. When we first started our agency in 2011, we were completely lost. We knew digital marketing was the future of marketing, but we had no experience with it. So we did what everybody does. We researched blogs, we followed influencers, and yeah, we even took some classes. Content is king. All right. Got it. We took everything we learned and we put it into practice for a handful of our clients. Unfortunately, the generic advice and the well-thought-out concepts from class didn't translate to any results. So we decided to figure out digital marketing for ourselves. Our agency went on to personally test hundreds of marketing ideas just to find out what really works. And then we finally cracked the code. And today, I'm so excited to share exactly what we learned to drive hundreds of results for ourselves, our clients, and our employees. But before I jump in, make sure you hit that like button below, because if you don't, YouTube won't show our videos to anyone else. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it with priority number 1, develop your digital assets. Now, you might be asking yourself, Sean, what exactly is a digital asset? So as we know, an asset is anything that drives positive cash flow. So if you had a rental property, then an asset could be your house. And if you have a small business, then your asset could be your website. There are 3 digital assets we recommend you have before you even think about marketing. Number 1, you need a website. Number 2, you need a drip sequence. Number 3, you need high-quality photos or videos. Now, with all 3 of these things, there is something that you need to know. In order for them to work effectively, you have to have high-quality design. Because let's face it, no one wants to buy an ugly design no matter how great your marketing is. I don't understand why nobody likes me. There's a lot of reasons why you might need these assets, so I'll sum it up into a few points. Number 1, you need a place where people can find you, which is on your website. Number 2, you need a place where you can follow up with prospects automatically, which is your drip sequence. Number 3, you need to make a great first impression of high-quality photos and videos. Also, the rest of the strategies in this video work best when all these assets are in place. Which brings us to our second channel, use SEO, otherwise known as search engine optimization. What if I told you that people are looking for you right now? They are literally begging for all your products and your services. I have a really big problem, and only you and a handful of others can actually solve. I want you to think of SEO like a mall. Some people go to the mall to shop. Companies go to the mall to sell things that people shop for. SEO is like the biggest mall on the internet. Some people go to search engines just to shop, so it's important that your company is there, too. So how can you get started with SEO? Let's talk about 3 quick things. Number 1, you need to do some keyword research. Our friends at Google have an amazing tool called the Google Keyword Planner. This can give you hundreds of keyword suggestions along with their monthly search volume. This makes it super easy to figure out which terms and keywords you need to focus on the most. Even if your industry is small, there's likely someone searching for keywords on Google. Here's an example of when I search for call center analytics, which is obviously a super niche B2B service that, as you can see, people are actually looking for. So definitely don't doubt the power of SEO. Tip number 2, you need to do some on-page optimization. So once you have your keywords in place, then the next step is to make it super easy for search engine to find them. Popular search engines like Google have bots to crawl pages on the internet to figure out what websites are all about. It uses stuff like meta tags, alt tags, H-lines, user behavior, basically a bunch of technical stuff, but it can be easily done with a tool like Yoast. Yoast SEO is a plugin for WordPress. With Yoast, you can easily see what you need to do to optimize your page. You can see your problems, what needs improvements, and what looks good. Here are some examples of links that we need to fix in their image alt tags. With Yoast, you can see what we've done right, like the title width and the headline tags. So all you need to do is follow this prompt, and suddenly on-page optimization becomes a lot easier to digest. Hey, Sean, you hungry? Yeah, I am. You want some Yoast, of course. Tip number 3, you need to repeat this process again and again without seeing any traffic. The harsh truth is, SEO takes time, at least 6 to 12 months. The key to great SEO is to keep going on with your theories and your projects without seeing any traffic. When you go from not ranking to ranking number 77, then that's some momentum. That means you're doing something right and the search engines recognize you. Well, ranking number 77 will likely get you zero traffic. That's like page 7 of Google. Nobody goes there. So remember, be consistent and keep going on with your theories and your projects without seeing traffic, and just know in time that the traffic will come. Alright, let's move on to tip number 3, which is to use pay-per-click on search engines. So if SEO is the biggest mall on the internet, then PPC is like having prime real estate at the mall. It's like having a retail space that everybody gets to see first. But there's usually an extra cost for this prime real estate. So pay-per-click is very similar to SEO. People are looking for what you have to offer. The main difference is you don't have to wait 12 months before you start getting results, some initial traffic. Here's an example of when I searched for call center analytics, and when I ran that search, I saw these ads. Every time I click on one of these ads, that respective company pays for it. Hence the phrase pay-per-click. Here's an example of one of our clients making a lot of money with pay-per-click advertising. Now, you need to know that the keywords and the cost per click are based on the competition of that keyword. But don't worry, Google has us covered again with their Google Keyword Planner, which gives you an estimate of what you can expect to pay per click. Now, here's 3 things you need to know about pay-per-click advertising. Number 1, you still need to do some keyword research. You can rewind back to our previous point to see exactly how you need to do keyword research. Number 2, CTR matters a lot. CTR stands for click-through rate, which is simply the amount of times that people have seen your ad versus the amount of times that people actually clicked on it. Now, CTR can get pretty deep, so I'll link a video up above if you're interested in diving deep into it. But essentially, you want to create high click-through ads on Google or any search engine, so you drive as much traffic as possible. Number 3, you need to make sure you're doing some on-page optimization. Now, we talked about this in tip number 2. However, since we're paying for additional traffic now, I have one additional tip. Whenever possible, make sure you capture leads. This means having a landing page with one clear, concise call to action. Here's an example of a landing page that we built for Life Marketing. On this page, there is no menu for our visitors. We made our call to action very simple. All you have the ability to do is to download our cheat sheet to leave. This helps our conversion rate skyrocket, and we can better track our money spent on pay-per-click advertising. Now, there are a lot of things that go into making an effective landing page, so tell us in the comments below if you'd like to see us create a video breakdown of everything that you need to know. And one more thing, pay-per-click allows you to skip the line, but it also will bring your overall profits down. So before you get started, make sure you consider your overall marketing budget and what you can spend and still be profitable. Okay, now let's move on to tip number 4, which is to use social media management. It's no secret. Social media is a massive platform where people go to connect. So if you're thinking that your customers aren't on social media, think again. Platforms like Facebook have more users than 3 United States. That's massive. So trust me when I say your customers are definitely on Facebook, which means there's an opportunity for businesses. However, the difference between social media and SEO is the intent behind them. When people go on social media, they're looking for people. They're looking for their friends, their family, celebrities, etc. They're not looking for your products and services like they might be on search engines. So that means if you want to capture intention, then you have to create valuable content. And sneak peek, that doesn't mean listening to 100 ways that your product can help them. Nobody cares. Here are 2 simple tips when it comes to creating content. Number 1, before you begin posting, you should listen very carefully to your audience. By listening, I mean joining their groups, reading their comments, and studying exactly who they are following, knowing and why. This allows you to learn a little bit more about what your audience's challenges and their goals are. And once you have this in mind, then you can move on to the most important step, which is to create valuable content. Most people will tell you content is king, quality over quantity. But what they really mean is you need to know brands, colors, headlines, and stuff that people emotionally respond to so you can sell them. We tried that. It doesn't work. Not in the 2020 social media era, not in the 2021 social media era, and probably not beyond. That time has long passed. So what you have to do is to create value. You want to create stuff that makes your audience's life better. Then and only then do you have the opportunity to sell them. Remember, SEO is like a mall. If appropriate, to talk to them about your products and your services. In fact, it's expected. On the other hand, social media is like a park. You wouldn't want the first thing you do when you walk up to a stranger is to say, "Hey, did you know my call center analytics can hold